I think the important thing that we also need to remember about that capital maintenance fund is there wasn't one at Memorial Stadium. And if I remember correctly, it seemed like that was one of the things that was taken into consideration when what to do with the stadium. Because it was going to need, if I'm not mistaken, turf replacement in a year or two down the road. And where was the money going to come from?
That's exactly right. And so, Stephen, that's a great point. I understand the politics of a deal like that, of a deal like the one that we're in here now with Berry Real Estate, with the condos, and Hardball Capital with the team and the city and the deal. Our owners, as reported recently, put in $5.9 million for this place
when they only had to put in $5.
Right. And so for some people, I get it. I don't mean this in a bragging way. I don't want this to come across the wrong way. For some people, it's not enough. It's never enough. I understand that, but not in a defiant way. I mean, I understand that, but the list of owners that have put in around $6 million for a stadium they don't own is pretty few and far between. But let's get back to the fund. That was so important for this facility, for the city of Fort Wayne, for our owners, for Parkview Health, for the fans. I don't mean to be dramatic, but for everybody. It's one of those things that at Memorial Stadium, we would have needed a new field, and we would have needed some multitude of $1 million to keep that thing really rolling. Could it have continued to be what it was? Sure, in some senses, but it needed some things. The great thing about a facility like this and the way that it has been set up is that whenever the first decision is made to let's use some of that funds for this, there's a board to be able to make that happen with representatives from the city and Parkview and one from ourselves, and B, there's the funding to do so. It's not, well, yeah, it looks like we need this, or everybody agrees this would be great for the team or the operators or the city. How are we going to pay for this? Again, at least most of it, all of it, whatever term you want to use, should already be in that fund. And if we do well over the 275 this year, and the Parkview money is already in there, it's one of those things that it's going to be, ring the cliche bell, as one of my favorite DJs like to say, but a win-win, because we'll be able to do those things. We'll be able to keep people coming down here. When Memorial Stadium was built, a lot of people would say, well, we heard the same thing. It was one of the best in the country. No question about it. It was. Now, unfortunately, they didn't put the roof and the overhang and a lot of things that were in the original plans because of budgeting. We understand that. We didn't get everything, that we were looking for here. But you've got to continue to not just maintain, but invest and improve and continue to do. That is not a shot at the people that were over there. That is not meant that way in any way. Randy and his staff did everything. But you only have the money that you have. And so if there's already a fund built in for that, it'll be best for the city, our fans, and everybody involved.